Well, it had been a hot 10 days down in Florida. They ain't kidding when they call it the Sunshine State. And I don't mean hot in a good way, like I've been taking tons of great pictures or anything like that. I mean hot. Upper 80s the whole time, humid, and this northerner just came from the land of upper 30s, low 40s, no humidity, and just cold, wet, clammy weather. So I was a hot mess. But I had one last opportunity to get out and make some images. So I asked my trusted buddy where I should go. And my trusted advisor sent me in the direction of Ybor City. It wasn't too far of a drive, and Ybor City is supposed to have this old world feel combined with those soft pastel colors that you find in the Sunshine State. Imagine if Hemingway's Key West eloped with Bourbon Street and honeymooned in a cigar factory. Their baby would be Ybor City. So what an awesome place to go check out, and that's what I did on this day. So thank you everybody for joining me. So let's get right into it. God damn it. I don't know what happened here. Well, actually, I do know what happened here, but it never happens to me because I never drive the good car. I'm always driving my truck, which is 13 years old. It has zero technology in it. So when I get in the new car and I record with my phone's actually connected through Apple CarPlay to the Yukon Denali. And for whatever reason, the microphone on the phone doesn't work when it's connected to the Denali or any Apple CarPlay, I'm assuming. So this is when I'm explaining to everybody about Ybor City and about how tired I was after almost 2 weeks in Florida and just sweating and not sleeping and all that stuff. So I was exhausted. This was the end of my trip and I was just beat. So I was gonna go shoot street photography in an awesome place, Ybor City, with none other than this guy right here. The little mirrorless Canon M50. I've had this forever. It's been a great little camera. I've used it mostly for video, but on this day, I was going to use it for my primary photography camera, which I have never done before. Can the Canon M50 be your street photography camera? Well, I was about to find out. This is ridiculous. Look at this. There I am. Hot, crabby. I'm telling you guys all about it. Well, whatever. One of the first things you'll notice when you get to Ybor City is the quirky, unofficial mascot, and that's these roosters and hens that have really taken over the city, and they're legendary, they're famous, the people love them, and they really are the mascot of Ybor City, so that's pretty cool. So I just happened to be there on a day when they were having a pride parade, and I've shot a pride parade before right here in Aurora, Illinois, and I like shooting the pride parades because it's so photogenic. There's costumes and everybody's having a good time and just having fun. It just makes for pretty easy pickings when it comes to street photography. So the parade wasn't actually going to be until later in the afternoon, but there was tons of people around Ybor City that morning, just getting ready, setting up, and just pre-gaming, I guess, for the big parade and the big party that they were going to have. So yeah, I walked around Ybor City with just the Canon M50. I had my GoPro. I didn't get a whole lot of video. I got enough to show you the sights and the sounds, to kind of take you there to see how it felt. But like normally I get a ton of video to show you each and every image and all that, but that didn't happen on this particular day. So I'm going to take you through all the images. We'll maybe go through them all really quickly. And then we'll talk about a few of the ones that I liked and why I liked them, and then we'll call it another video. So for settings on the M50, it did really simple. It just went aperture priority. I bumped up the ISO. I think I was 400 or 500 ISO for the whole shoot. Didn't want to mess with settings because there was too much going on, too much to see, and didn't want to miss anything. So I took a ton of pictures and whittled it down. I want to say it's like 400 or 500 pictures, whittled it down to about 50 or so. I think I've got 36, maybe 30, between 30 and 36 for the video here. And you guys can let me know what you think of them. So let's go. Alright, so let's have a look at some of my favorites, and we're going to start with this one right here. Well, when you have somebody walking down the street in costume in the middle of the day, that's pretty intriguing all on its own, but then when you couple it with this composition and the light and the shadows and the long shadows, really creates a very interesting image. So that's why I like this one, I think, the most out of all of them. Runner up is this one, and I actually set this image up. I got really lucky with the subject matter that walked into my frame. She happened to have a very similar style dress on as to the dummy in the window, or the mannequin, I guess, in the window. But the Canon M50 is really showing some dynamic range in this image, and I was so lucky. The woman stopped and she almost struck the same pose as the mannequin, and I was just feel like I got lucky to get this image. I got a few images of this guy before he went back into the tattoo shop, and I think this is the one that I like the most. I saw this guy, and just the outfit, the glasses, the hat, smoking the pipe. Just had to get this image. Very little processing to this one. I did blur out the background a little bit more in post-processing, but that was about it. Now this one's about how we can all feel small in this great big world. I mean, everything in this image is large. The shadows are large. The building is large. The subject feeling very small, tucked back away there in the center. So that's what I was seeing when I took this image, and also seeing the deep saturated colors, the reds and the yellows and the patterns and the textures and the tones. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. I might have actually move this one up in the rankings, to be honest. What I first saw when I took this image was the primary colors. You've got red, you got green, you got yellow, you got black. But then when the gentleman in the red shirt turned back, he heard something, or somebody yelled at him or whatever. And right when I took the image, and now the image definitely shows tension to it. And the other guy just sitting there calmly looking at his phone, and the other guy looking a little bit tense, a little bit nervous. It just created a pretty cool image, in my opinion. Now, this is another one that I feel like I could probably move up in the rankings. My eye keeps coming back to this image as I sift through, the 50 or 60 images that I actually kept from this shoot. And like I said, my eye always comes back to it. There's the quirkiness, right? Because it's a little unbalanced. It's a little wobbly, this image is. And then you have the saturated colors, the deep, rich, saturated colors. And then you've got the look on the guy in the bike's face. You just that look. And then you've got the guy in the background. You don't really see him right away, but then again, he's minding his own business just back there. So it's a very quirky image for me, but my eye comes back to it time and time again. Now, this one contrasts with the previous image perfectly. This image has balance. This image has peace, where the previous one is quirky, unbalanced, and chaotic in my eye. So the peacefulness and the deep, saturated, dark colors of this image is what got it into, my group of favorites. So, all right, how did the M50 do with street photography? Let me know. Do you guys ever use the Canon M50 or just a little point and shoot camera for your street photography or landscape or anything like that? If you do, drop me a comment. Let me know what you're using and how you like it and how it performed for you. Let me know what you think of the Canon M50 and how the shots came out for that. And that's going to do it for another video, and that will be a wrap for the Double G Epic Adventure all the way down to Clearwater, Florida. 4 videos out of this thing. I think I might do a 5th and just kind of take you through all of my favorites or my best images from the trip. Just do a real quick one to kind of recap everything. But that's going to do it for this video. That's going to do it for the series, Clearwater, Florida. And looking forward to get back to shooting some small towns right here in the neighborhood or in the county, and lots more to come. So you all know the drill. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So we will see you all next time. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. We'll see you. Bye bye.